I'm also like Ringhus, and I'm a current PSM of the Board of Management of Glasgow University Union, and I'm running for president.
Thanks for coming in. You mentioned in your manifesto that you want to make everyone feel welcome at the GUU, but you don't specify how you're going to do that. So can you tell me what your plan is to implement?
Linked to that is the mental health initiative that I talk about in my manifesto, which basically is I want to have talks, workshops, blogs and stuff, and an initiative that encompasses quite a wide reach out to students, because I feel the more sort of stuff that union does like that, initiatives, and the same with the involvement in the Let's Talk campaign and the cross-campus initiative for sexual awareness, that those are all things that make students feel more welcome, and furthermore just run the events that we do and try and reach out to as many people as possible.
Thanks. So continuing on from the mental health training and the resources you want to dedicate to that, how do you plan to fund that?
That'll have to be looked into, obviously, but the union creates revenue, and we do have money to sort of start that, but we have to look into ways, obviously, how to specifically how to fund that.
I was hoping you could tell me about what you've achieved as PSM that makes you suitable for the role as president.
Yeah, so I've been responsible for PR and both leading the PR team of the union, as well as making all the promotional materials, posters and stuff like that. So the PR team is obviously the best experience to that for the role of president, as it's been leading a team and organising them. And beyond the union, I was vice president of the Law Society in my third year, and that was also a very valuable experience that I think has made me well equipped to be president of the union.
So you say you're going to provide sexual violence prevention training.
Yeah.
What groups of people are you planning to supply that for? Is it just for freshers helpers, or would it be?
What we did this year was that every single freshers helper and board member received this training. So that's the minimum level we need to have of training. But if there's interest among our members, then it's absolutely something we could look to open up to more people, because what we did last year was that several board members were trying to give this training, so that means that we have the resources ready to expand on that. It doesn't require us to do much.
Okay, and with regards to your plans for Hive,
yeah,
and especially like the well, have you come up with any ideas for it, or is it more just research?
No, I think it would be good to, especially for the well, I don't think that should be playing the same music as Hive does, because then it's just an additional space to Hive. I think it should get something more unique, so it could be a different vibe to it. Such as, for example, disco, which we're playing at the moment, and that seemed to be very well received. So that's something along those lines for one of the nights, and then maybe the other night more alternative stuff. So that obviously we'll need to sit down with the entire board of management and decide that, but that's the core of my idea at the moment. Yeah.
Great. So bearing in mind that there are 9 women in total running for positions at GUU, and there are 18 men, which is obviously double, and only 2 of those women are in positions above PSM, do you agree that there's a recurring problem with the deficient of women in leadership at GUU?
I don't agree that there's a problem. Certainly it would be welcomed if more women run for the higher positions, but at the end of the day, every single member can run for stand for election. And this year we had of the student board, I think it was 8 women and 9 male. I definitely don't feel they don't feel welcome to run for any higher position. It's just that most of them graduate, apart from those who are staying on. And as well as 2 years ago when Holly ran for president and lost, I think that shows that it's not a culture that prevents them from running. It's as much as we'd like to see more women run.
Do you think there's something that you could be doing if you receive the president's position to encourage women to run?
Yeah, absolutely. I think it goes along with just keep the union, keep on doing the good work we've done in the past few years, and just be a welcoming place for everyone. And like in all the committees and that we have, there are a lot of women are involved, and I think it's just to encourage them to run is probably the best way of doing it.
Okay, so another question, do you acknowledge that there's a problem with people maintaining positions for a long time? I'm aware of at least 3 people who've held positions for more than 5 years in non-student trustee positions. Do you think that's having an effect on the board and its attitudes?
I think first of all, I think having worked with the trustees this year, I think they are an amazing resource to the union, and although they've had the positions for a long time, it's very, I think, because there's so much change in the student board, I think it's very good to have that continuity. Obviously, as I said before, anyone could run for the positions that they hold as long as they're life members and have fulfilled the additional criteria, but they're rarely contested, so yeah.
Further to that, you'll be aware that there's a large number of positions that have been uncontested this year.
Yeah.
Is there something that you think is missing, or do you think there's something we could do better at GU for you guys to promote those positions to be run for?
I think a lot of the reasons, especially obviously for the exec positions, is that it's not a sabbatical, so it requires more time management to do that on top of your degree. But it's definitely something we need to look into, because obviously we want more positions to be contested. But again, I don't think it's a problem that people feel too intimidated to run. I think it's just the way it's panned out this year. Yeah.
Do you think if you were president you would put any measures in place to kind of encourage people to run, maybe like speak to members that you think are potentially quite good candidates or something like
yeah,
that?
I think definitely, as I said in my manifesto, I think it's important that they advertise the benefits of membership better, and also along with that, how to get involved in the union. And as I said, the best way of starting doing that is to be on either of the committees we have, just to get like an insight of what it is we do and how we run, and then from there, when you see, as I said, I've been in charge of the PR team, and I've absolutely encouraged everyone to run if they want to, because they are all very capable, and therefore they should be encouraged to run.
Great, thank you so much for coming in today.
No worries.